In the afternoon, it was pouring rain. Marcus drove home through a deserted small road. As the car turned a corner, he suddenly braked because of the unexpected scene. In front of him was a leopard growling on the body of a fawn. The fawn lay motionless in the middle of the road, red wounds spreading on its wet brown fur. Marcus's heart pounded, his hands still holding the steering wheel, but his eyes did not leave the scene in front of him. He knew clearly that this was a natural instinct, and he had no right to intervene. Even so, he lingered, observing from inside the car, holding his breath to follow every movement. The leopard turned its head slightly towards the car, its eyes meeting his. A tense moment passed in silence, only the sound of rain pattering could be heard. The leopard slowly backed away, then left, disappearing into the woods by the roadside. Marcus did not rush to get out, remaining quietly in the car for a few more seconds. The fawn lay still, its ears twitching, its eyes dull and trembling. With no sign of its mother, Marcus guessed that it had been left in the midst of the panic. He opened the car door and walked slowly through the rain, his hands carefully covering his head. As he got closer, he realized that the fawn was alive but unable to stand up. Its eyes were watery, as if asking for help, as if afraid, as if exhausted. Without further hesitation, Marcus decided that he would do the right thing. He gently sat down next to the fawn, carefully examining the wounds on its body. Its belly and left buttocks were deeply scratched, bleeding, but not too serious. Marcus placed his hand on the fawn's body, feeling its weak, shaky breathing. "You'll be fine," he whispered, as if talking to himself to keep his spirits up. He gently picked the fawn up, its legs hanging limply but its head resting on his chest. His arms were shaking, not from fatigue, but from compassion and responsibility. He opened the back door, put on his raincoat, and carefully laid the deer down. The car turned and sped through the rain toward the nearest town. Marcus called ahead to a friend who was a veterinarian at an animal clinic. "I have a wounded fawn with me that needs to be bandaged and examined immediately," he said. The vet told him to bring it over right away, and to prepare an emergency operating table in the cold room. When they arrived, Marcus carried the fawn in, his overalls soaked but not bothered. The staff took the animal in, dried it, and took it to the treatment room. Marcus waited outside, filled with worry and faint hope. He didn't know if the fawn would survive, but he believed he had done the right thing. The vet carefully examined the wounds and began to disinfect the little animal. "Luckily the wound isn't deep, just needs careful care," the doctor told Marcus. However, the fawn still refused to eat or react, just lying motionless. "It's in a state of shock and very scared, it needs close attention." The doctor bandaged the fawn with clean cloth and anti-inflammatory antibiotics. He worked meticulously as if he were taking care of his own pet. After finishing, he told Marcus that the fawn could recover if he was closely monitored. Marcus thanked the doctor profusely, feeling as if a great burden had been lifted from his heart. He gently picked up the deer again, but it still didn't resist or move. The deer's eyes were half closed, seemingly less painful but still exhausted. Outside, the rain had stopped, only drizzling, and the late afternoon light was faint. Marcus placed the deer on the back seat, adding a soft towel to keep it warm. On the way home, he turned on some soft music, hoping the animal would feel less lonely. When he got home, Marcus walked in with a small creature in his arms. His whole family was surprised to see him walking through the door holding a small deer. Marcus's wife brought a clean towel and warm water to wipe the deer's body. The little boy, Lucas, had eyes shining with curiosity and sympathy. They made a small nest with towels and a cotton blanket in the warm corner of the living room. The deer was placed in the middle of the dimly lit room, near the fireplace that was still burning brightly. Lucas sat next to it, gently stroking the deer's head and calling it Milo. Marcus smiled and nodded, the name suited his clear eyes. Every day, the whole family took turns taking care of him, giving him milk and oatmeal. Gradually, Milo began to stand up and wobble around the house like a pet. He slept curled up on the rug in front of the fireplace, obedient and trusting of humans. Lucas played with Milo every afternoon, the two of them were like best friends. Marcus still regularly checked the wound, changed the bandage and disinfected it properly. The deer recovered quickly, becoming alert and cheerful. It cried softly every time it saw Marcus coming home from work, skipping around him. The whole family was attached to Milo, but they knew the time would come when they had to say goodbye. Marcus began thinking about a better home for Milo, one closer to nature. Marcus contacted a zoo near the mountains that had a semi-wild area for wild animals to recover. The staff here were very enthusiastic and agreed to take Milo in after a health check. That morning, Marcus prepared the car, lining it with soft carpets and a familiar towel for Milo. Lucas said goodbye to the little guy with a hug and a few silent tears. Milo seemed to sense something, his eyes looking at Marcus affectionately. Arriving at the zoo, they were guided to the wildlife rehabilitation reception area. A young staff member came out to greet them, gently lifted Milo out of the car and did a preliminary check. "We will take good care of him, Mr. Marcus, don't worry," she said softly. They quickly completed the procedures. Marcus signed the handover papers and contact information. After that, Milo was taken to a large cage with green grass and a few other deer. It walked slowly, hesitated a bit, and then began to explore its new home. Another small deer approached, and Milo gently rubbed its head as if it had been familiar for a long time. Marcus stood silently watching, a slight smile on his lips. He waved goodbye to Milo and turned away, feeling strangely at peace. "Goodbye, Milo, you have a new beginning," he whispered as he walked towards the car. On the way back, Marcus no longer felt as empty as he had feared. He knew he had saved a small life in the midst of an indifferent world. Milo was not just a little deer, but also a symbol of kindness and love. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.